rushing, hit a wall. Right now I need a miracle. Hurry up now, I need a miracle. Stranded, reaching out. I call your name but you're not around. I say your name.
Hey guys, it's Aidette. So today I am doing this Coachella inspired makeup look, and I really based my look off of like warm reddish brown tones with a pop of gold glitter. I loved it so much. If you guys want to be a little bit more festive, you guys can apply the white dots, but I just decided since I did that last year, I can just do a really universal type of look. You can use this for going out to a party, you can actually use it for prom, you can really use this for anything, but since Coachella is here, then I really wanted to incorporate something for Coachella. For those of you that are going to be attending festivals, I know that you guys are going to be wanting to take some nice, yummy, healthy snacks, and so Gray's is a perfect thing to check out. It is actually a subscription box where you get 8 individual wrapped snacks, and they are so good, guys. I actually tried them out. I'm actually going to be placing a little clip here of all the items that I received, and if you guys use my discount code, which will be right here, you guys will actually receive a box that has 4 items, and it'll help to see if you guys actually want to commit to the $11.99 box, which you can get bi-weekly or weekly, and it contains 8 snacks. And this promotion code is only available for the United States, so I'm so sorry for those of you that are international. And also, plus side to this is that they are GMO free, and none of us want those nasty GMOs in our bodies. I actually wrote a 3.5-page environmental science essay on this, so I would know about GMOs and they're just horrible for you, so that's also a big plus for your health. And also, you can personalize your box, so you can go onto the website and then personally tell them what you do and do not like. And the very last thing is that it's very convenient to have, because like you guys saw in the video above, it's like this small and you get 8 of them, so you can like stick them all in your bag if you wanted to. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. So first thing I'm going to do to start off this look is use my Skindinavia makeup primer spray, and I also have already done my brows, but I do have a brow tutorial, so that will be linked down below just so you guys can go check it out. So I'm just going to be spritzing this all over my face, and it's a really nice hydrating touch, and you're going to be in the desert, so it's going to be really hot and really humid, so you want something to kind of cool you off a little. So I first wanted to start off with the eyes because we are going to be using glitter and there's going to be lots of fallout. So first thing I'm going to use to prime my eyes is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the shade Eden. You guys know that I love this stuff. It's just my holy grail. I'm just going to blend this out with a synthetic brush here. So with a fluffy brush, I'm going to start off with this Kiko eyeshadow in the shade 204. It's a nice warm tan orangey color, so I'm going to be placing that in my crease and just warming up the eye for the next transition shade. And I'm also going to bring that all the way into my inner corner. I just don't like to set my eye primer because I feel like if I set it with a translucent powder, it will not be as pigmented when I apply my shadows. So I'm just going to keep adding this transition color until I have the pigmentation that I want, because I do want this shade to peek through. As you guys can tell, I did take it a little bit above my crease. I did leave some bare area right there so I can apply my brow bone shade later on. Now that I have that nice orangey tan transition, I'm going to be going in with a more taupey light brown shade. This is by Clean Color, and this is the Brows Essential. It doesn't have a name, but this one is most likely in light brown or blonde. So I'm going to be taking the same brush and just dipping it in there and taking this more inside my crease rather than above my crease. So I'm just going to be making sure that both colors are very blended together, but I just want to create depth and a little bit of darkness in there, so I'm just going to be running that inside the crease. Blending is key, so you need to take your time when you're blending. It takes a lot of patience, but trust me, it is so worth it in the end. And also, I'm not going to be doing my shadow under my eyes because I am going to be taking it off basically when I do my correcting and my highlight and everything, so I'm just going to be doing that very last. And now I'm going to be placing a gold shade onto the first half of my eye, and I will be using my Kiko Milano eyeshadow in the shade 208. This is the long-lasting wet and dry eyeshadow. So it looks like this. It's a nice gold shade, and then on top of that I will be placing my J-Cat gold glitter. So I'm just going to be using this as a base first. I really want the gold to pop, so what I'm going to be doing is taking some of this mica eye primer, and I'm going to be taking a little synthetic brush like this, dipping it in there, and I'm going to be making sure that I load my brush, and then I'm going to just basically carve out my eyelid and wherever I want to apply the gold. You can see I just placed this primer a little bit more than halfway because I am going to be placing Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek later on the outer part, just to darken it up and give it some more depth and color. So now I'll be placing my Kiko Milano 208 eyeshadow, and I'll be packing this onto an eyeshadow brush. And this does create a lot of fallout just because it is so pigmented, so that's why I decided to do my foundation last. So just packing this color straight onto where I placed the primer. And when you're doing this, you do not want to swipe. You want to pack on the color, and that's what's going to make it very, very pigmented. So now that we've packed on that color, I'm going to be taking Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, and I will be taking a fluffy brush, but this one has more control since it is more pointed and more dense. So I'm going to be taking the tip of this and just dipping it into Cocoa Bear, and I'm going to be placing that on the outer corners of my eyes and just working it a little bit into my crease just to give a little bit more darkness and depth. So wherever I didn't place the gold, which is the outer half of my eye, I'm gonna be shading it in, and I'm going to be blending it in between with my gold shade, just like this, just so it doesn't look like two harsh colors unblended. And I'm gonna be taking a little bit more. Take it gradually or else it's just gonna be a complete harsh mess. And then working my way slightly into the crease just to blend all the colors together. And I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and this is the semi-sweet one. I'm going to be taking some of Licorice here, which is just a matte black. You can take any one that you want. And I'm going to be taking this with caution because black can be very tricky to blend out, so just take a little bit at a time. So I will be taking this on the outer corner, kind of like I'm smudging it as eyeliner, but then I'm going to be taking it onto the very outer part of my eye, just to create some depth, and kind of taking it a little bit into my crease and then flicking it away just to blend a little. Then taking a little bit more black and applying it to the very outer part, dragging some into the crease. So now I'm going to be taking a flat fluffy brush like this, and I will be kind of just flicking it out in small strokes and then taking it into circular motions and taking it a little bit into the crease. Then I will go back to the bottom, create this V type of shape, and then keep blending to the top. So now it does look a little weird just because we don't have anything on the bottom part, but I'm going to be going on to the other side. And I'm going to be taking a little bit more of Cocoa Bear and just kind of bringing it back to life since we did lose a lot of it when we were blending. Then taking the brush that I used to blend out the black and then blending those two colors together and going in with coconut cream. And then I'm going to be putting it on the high points of my brow bone. Then taking a blending brush that I used earlier for the tan shade, and I'm just going to be blending the brow bone shade and the other shades together. So now I'm going to be taking some Revlon Precision Lash Adhesive. I'm going to dab it and apply it to where I placed the gold shade. So now I'm going to be taking my J-Cat Gold Glitter. I'm going to be taking it on a synthetic brush, tapping off the excess, and I'm going to be applying it to my eyelash adhesive wherever I applied the gold and just going for it. And just taking the rest off with a makeup remover wipe. And I'm going to be taking this Sephora 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation. This stuff lasts forever. I can wear this all day long and it'll look perfect. And I'm in the shade Light 20. So I'll be taking some on the back of my hand, taking about 2 pumps, and this will cover my entire face. So I'll be dabbing this onto my whole face, and this is kind of a thick consistency, but it does feel very light on your face. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey, and so I just completely love this foundation. Now with a damp sponge, I'm going to be blending this out, and I'm not going to be swiping. I always pat in my foundation. So now I'm going to be going in with my Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Palette. First shade I'll be using is this salmon shade right here. So I'm going to be taking some of that on my Sigma 3D HD Precision brush. When I go for a bold look, I really want a flawless face, so I'm going to be going ahead and correcting. So taking my sponge, I'm going to be blending that out. Now that that's all blended out, I'll be taking the highlight shade here, and I'm going to be using this as concealer, and I'm going to be placing it in a V shape, just like this, so I conceal and highlight at the same time. You want to make sure wherever you place the peach shade, you cover it all up with this concealer. And I'm also taking this concealer on the sides of my nose. This will help with the contouring later on. And now I will be taking my brown shade here from this palette, and I'm going to be taking with the same brush. I just keep cleaning it off because I love this brush for any type of highlighting or contouring, and just doing the dotting method. And now I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush, and I'm going to be blending this all out. And taking some of the highlight shade and taking it down the bridge of my nose, since we did lose a little bit of it from blending out the contour color. And now I'm gonna go ahead and bake, and I find when I bake, my contour and a highlight stay on all day long, so I really prefer this method. Now I'll be taking my very favorite powder, which is the Skin Food Peach Saki Silky Finish powder. And I'm also placing it on the sides of my nose, and that will really carve out my nose and make it look smaller. And for contour, I'll be taking my Clean Color Tandoor Matte Bronzer, and this is in the shade Waikiki Matte. And I'll be taking my Sigma Spotlight Duster F37 brush. Then taking some more of that powder and just cleaning up my contour. So now I'm going to be dusting all this away with a fluffy brush like this. So now I'm going to go back in with Cocoa Bear and this flat blending brush and just dipping it in there and then just running it on my lower lash line. So I'm taking a little bit more black from my chocolate bar palette and then I'm going to be blending it on the outer part of my lower lash line and also taking it a little bit into where I blended the black here just to make it all blended and seamless. And I'm taking a previous blending brush and just blending it all together. So I just ended up using my LA Girl Pro Setting Spray and I just wet my brush with it and just applied the eyeshadow with it. So now I'm going to be applying these Falsies by Cara eyelashes and these are the number 118s. So I cut about 4 sections off of these lashes just because they were so long and I actually just wanted them for a fluttery look, so I'm placing them on the very outer corner of my eye. So now that the lashes are on, I'm going to be connecting a black line just so it looks not as bare, and I'll be taking this black liquid liner by the balm called Schwing. And for mascara, I'm going to be applying the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara. These are the eyes. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So pretty and glittery. I'm going to be going back in with my Makeup Forever palette and I'm going to be taking the third shade, which is actually a highlight shade, just for a base for our highlight. And then for the actual highlight, we'll be using the gold shade that we use for our eyelids. And this is the Kiko Milano 208 eyeshadow. Dipping it in there and then I'm going to be placing it on the high points of my cheekbones. So taking my Kiko Milano eyeshadow and taking a brush to apply it. And now I will be taking my Skindinavia finishing spray. This actually has oil control, so that's going to be great since we are going to be in the blazing hot sun. And I completely love that spray just because it really sets down all of the little hairs on your face and makes your look very uncake-like. And now I will be taking my LA Girl lip liner in the shade Mauve and I will be lining my lips with this. So for my lips, I'm going to be taking these 3 shades right here, and they are the NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks. And the first one that I'm going to be using is in the shade 04, and that will be placed on the outer parts of my lips. Then in the inner part, I'm going to be using the shade 07, and in the very center, I'll be using this pink shade, which is in the shade 09. So this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And as always, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.